The most famous person I met, true story. This is something I should talk about because I
Is
haven't.
this the airport story?
Yes. Okay, so I was on my way back. The Chiefs had just won the Super Bowl, which I was super excited about. I was all the way up in the UP helping my aunt uh, move her stuff and uncle move their stuff up there. And I'm in the Packer
Auntie M?
territory. Yeah, Anti M. Yep. So I'm in Packer territory, okay? And so I was a little nervous up there because they lost and they didn't make it. They could have been playing the Chiefs, but they didn't.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of cheeseheads anyway.
Bunch of cheeseheads. But anyways, I wouldn't say that there. But
No, the Upper Peninsula, Michigan is not Detroit Lions fans, by the way.
they're
They're
Packers
Green
fans
Bay Packers.
all the way, man. So we're in a hotel or a casino hotel, and I'm watching the Chiefs game and super excited. There was only one Chiefs fan there, only because his best friend was a Chiefs fan and made him wear the Chiefs uniform. So he was there. We watched it at the bar. Awesome game, nail biter, amazing. I'm watching it instead of from being at home in Kansas City watching my Chiefs win. I had to be there. Here's where I'm getting to. So I get back from the next day. So they had just had the parade, and I think that the day after the parade. So I think that was on Monday. I'm at the Kansas City airport waiting for my wife to pick me up, and I'm just sitting down, and I look up, and I see out of the corner of my eye someone that looked like a friend of mine. So I'm like, oh, is that? Oh, okay, no. And then I look back up, and I'm like, no way, man. I'm like, that's freaking Paul Rudd, man. So Paul Rudd, who, if you're a fan of his, you know that he's from Kansas City. Well, he was obviously here to celebrate the Chiefs in the Super Bowl and the parade. So he was here for the parade. And he was at the Kansas City airport. And so I'm sitting there and I had to think to myself, do I go up to him and talk to him or do I not? Do I want to be that fan or that person that annoys them when they're just trying to relax? And I was like, yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to annoy him because, for one, nobody would believe me. None of my friends would believe me that I met Paul Rudd. And two, it's just like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Maybe this podcast will get successful and I'll have Paul Rudd on and I can remind him of I was
Remember
that annoying
that
guy.
day?
Yeah, the day after the Chiefs parade, that annoying guy that just bothered you. Okay, so I was sitting there and I decided I'm going to stand up, I'm going to approach him. He went to the Starbucks that was in the airport. And so I go up to him, man, and I stood behind him. He gets his coffee. And I said, "Excuse me." And I know when he heard that, he knew exactly what was coming because he's a A-lister movie star. And then he turns around and he had like a little tiny smirk on his face. And I said, um, "Are you Paul Rudd?" And he's just like, "Yeah." I mean, he wasn't mean, but he wasn't nice either. So I didn't hold it against him. I mean, he's just trying to be peaceful at the airport and not be bothered. So I was like, "Are you Paul Rudd?" And he said, "Yeah." Would you mind if I had a picture with you? No. And so then he leaned in for a picture. I took the picture and then I talked to him just for like a few seconds. I was like, "So, where are you heading off to?" And he said, "New York." And then I said, "Well, I just got back from Michigan. It was really cold up there." And unfortunately, I had a cold, a really bad cold. And so I had my ears, like when you fly, like my ears, like I get really sharp pain in my ears. And I couldn't hear hardly anything he was saying. So it was just real quiet. And that's why I moved on. And also, I didn't want to bother him anymore. So I saw him, Paul Rudd, got a picture. I will show it right here, a picture of Paul Rudd. Pretty epic, right? So I can put
Yeah.
that on my bucket list,
Ooh.
and maybe I'll get to meet him. Another celebrity.
What about sports heroes? You get many of those?
Have I met a sports hero? I probably have. I probably have, but I met.
Did you do a Sports Heroes Texas?
No, did you?
I absolutely did.
A sports hero.
Yeah, in his
Oh.
day.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, Charlie can't tell us who that is since he did their taxes.
I can tell you that he played for a team out of Texas
Okay.
back in the day,
Nice.
and he's probably in his mid to late 60s right now.
Okay.
But on top of him, I've met George Brett,
Really?
and Bo Jackson.
Oh, Bo Jackson. Really?
Yes.
Heck yeah, man.
Neither one of them were very
Friendly?
friendly.
Yeah. I would imagine. I mean, some people are real friendly. Some are just tired of, they're like, I just want to be a normal person. I don't want to be like
Yeah.
a zoo animal.
Well, I'd like to meet George again in a different circumstance to see if he's really the way he showed off to be, or if he was just really ticked off. And I've heard he's both ways, so I really don't know.
Yeah.
But the time I met him was for he was doing an appearance for friends of his for a fundraiser for an animal shelter.
Oh,
And these guys were obvious what they were doing.
right.
They were just getting autographs to sell.
Oh, yeah.
And he gave one out an autograph outside before he came in. And then once he got in there, this guy mooched his way in front of everybody and tried to get another autograph. And George said, "That's it. I'm done. I'm out of here." They had him come to a bar instead of going to actually where the fundraiser place would have been, and then he wouldn't have probably had that problem. But
Wow.
I'd like to meet him. And the
In a different situation. Yeah.
Bo Jackson had a line of burgers that he put out, and he had also a line of fish products. And we represented that product.
Yeah.
So I got to meet him at his show, and I didn't get to meet him under very good circumstances
Yeah.
because I was talking about taking a picture of him, because the guy I share our office with is infatuated with Bo Jackson. That's how I become an Oakland Raider fan.
Yeah.
And so I was going to take a picture of me with him, kind of do, look.
Yeah.
And
didn't work out,
It didn't
did it?
work out so well. And then, when I did introduce myself to him, he started going off on how he went into one of the stores and his product was covered up by a sticker. And
He got
Yeah.
right to business.
he got right to business and didn't mess around. So
Hey, I mean, business.
that's a
is
funny
business.
story though too, because they, to be at those shows, they obviously have to pay.
Right.
So they kept when they met, they kept sliding him the contract, and he didn't react to it at all. And finally, he comes out and he says, "Usually, I get paid to go to these things."
Oh my
And he
God.
pushed it right back to him.
Oh wow. Well, there you have it, guys. Bo Jackson. Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't get a very good vibe for him when I met him, but it was under business situation, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe under different.
I hear Michael Jordan is actually a douchebag. I heard that rumor and I had to go check for myself. And there are numerous testimonies of Michael Jordan being extremely rude to his fans. Like extremely rude. I can't even repeat some of the stuff that some of these fans said that Michael Jordan did and said to them. And I don't doubt it, to be honest with you. I mean, the dude is arguably the greatest basketball player to ever play the game. Period. Well, you can't deny this, though, that he has a lot of fans. Like, kids idolize Michael Jordan. They grew up wanting to be like Michael Jordan. The dude is a billionaire from basketball and all of his different, the Nike deal and his endorsements that he had.
Yeah, I think he's more famous from his endorsements
Right.
than say basketball.
That's a very, very debatable topic. So, but apparently he's not a good or a nice person, I should say. He's not very nice at all. But there's a lot of celebrities that are like that, though.
He was great in, what was that cartoon?
Oh, Space Jam.
Space Jam. He was great in
Oh,
that.
yeah, he was very kind in that one. That's because he got a big fat paycheck. So, but who knows? I might run into him one day and be like, hey, man, I heard your podcast, and I just wanted to prove to you that I am a douchebag.
Starts pounding on you.
Yeah, just pounded on me. Which I'd be honored to be like, dude, I got beat up by Bruce Lee's right-hand man, best friend. I also got beat up by, yes, Michael Jordan beat me up.
Well, don't forget to throw Chuck Norris in there, too.
Chuck Norris killed me. I died. Man, I love the Chuck Norris joke.